Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the past 7 days. The second GR is here and it's Shadow Paladin's Dragstrider Luard. His skill is Auto Vanguard Circle Generation Break 2 Ritual 7. Choose 2 of your rear guards and retire them. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose any number of cards from your hand and discard them, and this unit gets plus 3000 power for each discarded card. If you discarded 2 or more cards, until the end of that battle, this unit gets critical +1 and drive +1, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or grade 2 cards from hand to Guardian Circle. And this seems to be a nicely balanced GR, but also a great finisher. I'm sure some people won't be afraid to ditch their whole hand in order to power up as much as possible, and Luard tends to draw quite a bit, and that will equal quite a lot of power. Just be sure you're aware of the G-Guardians your opponent can use, as some clans have access to G-Guards that can allow Perfect Guards to be called to Guardian Circle through their skills. Drag Wizard Semius is a grade 1 that should help a lot with fueling your retire skills. Auto Generation Break 1, Ritual 3, Counterblast 1 when this unit is placed guard on rear guard. If you have a Vanguard with Luard in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, call them to separate rearguard circle, and at the end of your turn, retire this unit and the units called with this effect. It really doesn't matter that they retire at the end of your turn, because ideally it's a Counterblast 1 to get an additional attack in, and then to be retired through your Vanguard skills. Supremacy True Dragon Claret Sword Helheim is a RRR stride for Shadow Paladin. He has Auto Vanguard Circle, choose a face down card from your G zone with the same card name as this unit and turn it face up. When a card with the Sentinel ability or G Guardian is placed on your opponent's Guardian Circle, or when this card's attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to the same number of grade 1 or less cards as the number of face up cards in your G zone, call them to separate rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. Your opponent's going to have a lot of trouble defending this card without Sentinels or G-Guardians, so it's very likely that you're going to be able to call at least 1 grade 1. If they use more than 1 G-Guardian, you'll be able to speed up the Generation Break 8 nicely. It's also a pretty good way to set up the field for Aura Geyser. Supremacy Dragon Claret Sword Dragon Revolt is a RR grade 3 version. He has 2 skills. The first one is Auto Vanguard Circle Counterblast 1. When your G unit strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, reveal the cards from the top of your deck until 2 grade 1 cards are revealed. Call a card to Rearguard Circle, put a card into your hand from among those grade 1 cards, and shuffle your deck. And his second skill is Auto Vanguard Circle Generation Break 2. When this unit is attacked, choose one of your grade 1 rear guards and you may move it to Rear Guardian Circle. If you do, and you do not have any rear guards, this unit gets plus 2000 until the end of the turn. The first skill is clearly the better of the 2 and is definitely worth just 1 Counterblast. It will most likely make you want to put more grade 1 cards in your deck than normal, though a lower amount means you're more likely to get things like Sentinel units. The second skill isn't too great, but I can imagine this will lead to Claret Sword getting grade 1s who have much easier ways of getting higher shield. A grade 2 to support Claret Sword is Morian Spear Dragon. His skills are Continuous Deck, Generation Break 1. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in its card name, this card gets grade -1. And Auto Generation Break 1 when this unit is being boosted by a grade 1 unit and attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5000 power until the end of the battle. With this card's second ability, it can be used in any Shadow Paladin deck. Both Claret Sword Dragons on stride skills can get this card and it would be well worth it. I think this is one of the better grade 2s of the set so far, and it's only a single R. They also did quite a good job by making it Claret Sword Dragon support, so even if someone is using Luard and they stride into Helheim, Helheim isn't Claret Sword Dragon, it's Claret Sword Helheim, so you still won't be able to get its first skill unless your heart is Claret Sword Dragon. Lastly for Shadow Paladin, we have a Forerunner, Pedigree Knight, Tigaris. His skill is Act, Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1 and retire this unit. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Claret Sword Dragon in its card name from among them, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you have a Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in its card name, draw a card. This is actually nicely flexible. There are 2 Claret Sword Dragons, so that's up to 8 targets, and if you've already got the one you want, then the draw will be very welcome. Prosperity Maiden Diane is a grade 1 double R for Neo Nectar. Her first skill is Continuous Rearguard Circle if you have a Vanguard with Ranunculus in its card name, or the Bloom ability. This unit gets plus 1000 power and resist. Then she has Bloom, Auto, Rearguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 1. When your other unit with the same card name as this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end of turn. And at the end of that turn, you may Soul Blast 1. If you do, return this unit to your hand. Getting the plus 1000 power means that even if your opponent survives the turn where you fill your field with this card, you can still make a 16k column the next turn. Although it's only once per turn, the plus 10,000 power works well if you're slowly building her up turn after turn. And the bounce is also so good for being able to repeat the power game. Pulsar Spearhead Unicorn is a double R for Gear Chronicle, with Continuous Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1. If you have a Vanguard with Chronojet in its card name, this unit gets plus 2000 power and Auto Rearguard Circle counter plus 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your Zodiac Time Beast units. Call up to one Zodiac Time Beast with the different card name from those units to Rearguard Circle from among them, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. This seems very Gold Paladin-esque, and I think it would have been nicer if it wasn't Chronojet specific, as you already have the Zodiac Time Beast restriction. This will work well early on, as all you need are the right grades, which are then targets for Time Leap. Eradicator Dragonic Descendant Sigma is a triple R grade 3 for Narukami. His first skill is Auto Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1 with Eradicator in its card name. When your G unit with Eradicator in its original card name strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Vanguards until the end of turn. It gets power plus 10,000 and Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit stands, it gets Strive plus 1. Even if your Vanguard can't stand, the plus 10,000 power is still a very nice bonus. Not something you want to be paying for all the time if you're not standing. If you have lots of free counterblasts, then it should be fine, and Zillion's -1 drive is then nullified. His second skill is Auto Rearguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 1, counterblast 1, and choose a card from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, if the attack did not hit, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit. Very similar to the original Descendant, though with a smaller cost, but also not getting the extra critical. I think this card is far superior to the original Descendant, but running both is still not bad for consistency. Fire Pillar Eradicator Caster is a stride fodder for Eradicators with Auto Counterblast 1 when this unit is discarded from your hand for the cost of the stride. You may pay the cost. If you do, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to one grade 3 or greater card with Eradicator in its card name from among them, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And then has the usual continuous from hand. When you're paying cost for stride, if you have a Vanguard with Eradicator in its card name, this card gets grade plus 2. The first ability is pretty good, even if you already have lots of cards in your hand to stride with, as it just becomes a draw that you can discard for the restanding ability. Lastly for this week, we have the G Guardian Spiritual Wisdom Creator Brahma for Narukami. Auto, choose 2 cards with different grades from your drop zone and bind them face up. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets shield plus 10,000 until the end of the battle. So he's finally an answer for people who don't want to use Thunderstrike, and plus 10,000 shield is still a very good amount. Strangely enough, he actually supports Dungaree the most. His skill fueling Dungaree's retiring effect, the support had to come someday, though I don't expect them to go too far with it, at least not for a while. And that is everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week where I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!